right. Good. Welcome, everybody. Good evening. Getting ready to start it off. Just giving the good people time to join us before we make it official. Start our chat on initiation. All right. Good. Boy, Abushisho, Sister Misha, how you doing? Good to see you. Soft black woman. Beautiful name. Good evening. How are you? Hope you all are doing fantastic. We're on a couple of different platforms today. Boy Abushisho, Chache Niki, your sister Natalie, Boy Abushisho. Welcome. Peace and blessings to you all. We're just a little bit early, so if you need to get some water or some refreshment, we're going to start at 8 o'clock straight up because Chief has got, a full presentation, a full load of information for you to draw from. And feel free to like and share. If you got some friends or loved ones or associates who you think will benefit from the opportunity to learn from a great teacher and either get some clarity on the path of initiation or to get a better sense of what they've already done if they have been initiated. This is a good opportunity to come and really get some verifiable, legitimate information that is grounded in the tradition and based on the teachings of Ifa. So it's a special opportunity. I'm honored to be here, and I hope that you are too. Good evening. I see Omolua. How are you? Adeyinka. Good. Okay. Fantastic. I see folks are tagging good people. Our good sister Ronnie Nicole, Miss Miller, sparkling in the house. Aboy Abushisho. I'm not sure who Houdini Senior is. I think that's what I'm saying. Aboy Abushisho. Yes. Blessings to you. Good sister Thea. Blessings. Aboy Abushisho, Brother Lamont. How are you, sir? Oh, okay, fantastic. We have Brother Delaney's in the house, long time. I think we'll have a rich conversation this evening, Chief. Fantastic. So we got 13 more minutes. Like I said, if you need some refreshment or something like that, now's the time to do it. I want to reposition myself here so I can get ready to. Let me see if I can move this guy a little bit. Yeah. So Chief and I have been busy last couple of days. Today's rest day. Yesterday was busy. Put in a lot of work. Brother Kwesi, Aboy Abushisho, welcome. Okay, fantastic. And it looks like we're going to get some nice rainfall to cool us down or steam it up. Here it's so hot. Once the rain falls, it doesn't really cool down. It just gets steamy. But it's coming. I know people are gonna ask. People may not ask, but I'll ask for on behalf of the people who have to be admiring your suit today, Chief. Could you tell us what is this? What is this fabric called? I've never seen this one before, like the orange.
This is a special. It's a special materials. I just used to design this one. So it's a special material from Ghana. So and I use it to sew on top of this bag.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like a lot of fabric, yeah.
From Ghana. And then there's lace. I've never seen lace like this before.
It's not lace. It's just Ghana material. I don't even know the name they call it. Call it, yeah.
Got it. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I really love it.
It's for their chiefs.
Okay. It's also from Ghana.
Yeah, from Ghana. From Ghana.
Okay.
The Ghana materials.
Nice. The white and the orange.
This one.
This is the orange from Ghana.
Yeah, from Ghana.
And what about the white?
This one is normal Swiss lace.
Swiss lace.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. This is for my gift for my birthday.
Oh, is that right? From this year?
Yeah, from this year.
Yeah, fantastic.
I got everybody for me.
Fantastic. What a blessing. All right, we got 10 minutes till takeoff. I'm all excited. Like and share, folks. Like and share. Pass it on to your friends and loved ones you feel like can benefit from the conversation, or can add, or who can benefit, because it won't be so much back and forth. But we will go for a little. We'll have the talk, and then we'll have the Q&A. And that one is so small I can't see what that says, but somebody's writing in Yoruba. Ogun one day, 5 token. What you say? I didn't wear such a time and looking forward to it. Oh, okay. Fantastic. I wear about you show one day. Proceeded into our culture. And according mother have spoken and said no foreigners allowed in my sanctuary. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, that's that requires some unpacking. I'm not sure what that message means, but
that is the question.
Yeah.
I have a question. Why do other want to initiate into our culture?
I don't know. That's a big question. I mean, that's
a big question.
That's a big question. That's to be unpacked. Like
that left to them. That's their life.
That's their life. They why do you want anything that's valuable?
Yes.
That's my first thought. So
they know it's good and they want it. So
right. That's why they come. But it's gonna be good. So yeah, keep gearing up your questions. I wouldn't post the questions necessarily right now in the chat room because we won't really get to them yet. But there will be a time when we have a Q&A, and it'll be and I'll be able to follow it and see what's going on. All right. Yes, good folks join us. Yeah, good. Yeah, write your questions down. Keep them. Don't put them in the chat room yet. Just hold on one sec. We're going to start at 8 o'clock, straight up and down, and we'll be doing it. Big ups to all the good people who are following the case of Sunday Igboho, Sunday Adeyemo. May he have success and bring greater success to the Yoruba nation overall and worldwide. If you guys are not following it, take a look. Go see what's going on with Sunday Igboho, who is right now awaiting trial in Dahomey in the Republic of Benin. And he's advocating on behalf of the Yoruba representation in Nigeria. Sometimes Nigeria works for Yoruba, and sometimes Nigeria doesn't work for Yoruba. So it's like anything, is any kind of a multicultural arrangement, and what we call a democracy. Sometimes things work very well and get along together, and sometimes it's total conflict and people are taking a loss. And they say in a democracy, sometimes the group will sacrifice for the individual, and sometimes the individual will sacrifice for the group. That's what makes it work. But in my humble opinion, I'm not Nigerian, so I don't know it inside out. I just know from what I see, peeking in, from time to time. A lot of times the Yoruba sacrifice a lot for the sake of Nigeria. I see the Yoruba sacrifice a lot for the sake of Nigeria. And I think if you sacrifice, you should be blessed, and for the amount of sacrifice I see given, the amount of contribution that I see Yoruba people making to Nigeria, both in the country and outside the country, the glory and the fame and the honor of the country is largely Yoruba. You can't deny that. right? So the Yoruba should benefit. And so I really appreciate the way the good brother Sunday Igboho has, added a voice. He's been the voice for the people, along with so many others. But if you don't know what's happening there, please take a look and give some thought to what it means to the Yoruba diaspora, right? What else can we say as preliminary? We're gearing up for in the Orisha Lifestyle Academy. We're going to have a bit of a enrollment drive in the next. I think by September we'll bump up the enrollment. So if folks who've been looking to get into the school but everything's full, you can expect that by September I should create more spaces. So in the meantime, I recommend that it's good that you're here. Hearing what Baba is going to share with us, but also check out the intro to Yoruba spirituality. I think that's a very important course for people to get acquainted with the big picture of the tradition, what it's about, how it fits into the culture and the civilization and the history, which is why I'm mentioning Sunday Igbo. Ifa and Orisha is not independent of the culture. You can't, in my opinion, in my experience, you can't just say you love Ifa and not know who the Yoruba are. You can't just say, "Oh, I love Orisha and I don't care nothing about Yoruba culture, Yoruba history." That's disrespectful, and it's going to distort your understanding of what you're doing. You're not going to really have a true appreciation of the practice if you try to separate it from the culture and from the history and from the people who have been the custodians of this wisdom since the beginning of time. So the intro to Yoruba spirituality is about that. It's giving you some context for our religious beliefs and practices. So that's going to be good for you to check out and use to get yourself ready for this enrollment bump, because we've been holding tight at a certain number just to build cohesion amongst the people, build a rhythm in the tempo amongst the students. So people, there's a culture in the school that I like to maintain as we grow. I don't want to grow it and then have a whole bunch of different kind of characters in there that don't add, right? So I think we'll be ready. We got 3 minutes here. Shoot, 3 minutes. Would anybody be mad if we started 3 minutes early, Chief? Let's do it. Let's start a little early here. All right, I'm gonna turn this down here, Brother Kunde, who's also brought live and direct. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. This is the Orisha Lifestyle Academy in the School of Orisha Studies. I'm Obafemi Origunwa, and I'm here with a very esteemed guest, my friend, my brother, my teacher, my Babalawo, Chief Lanre Dida Okemuyiwa, the Akwesi Awo of Bagura. Chief Lanre is here, just recently returned from Nigeria, and has made his way here to Decatur, to the headquarters, to support my spiritual well-being. And I'm very thankful that I have this opportunity to be blessed in such a way. So thank you, Baba. It's always an honor to have you. We're here to, as a part of the Orisha Lifestyle Academy, the vision is really to assemble and organize the most high quality learning experiences for people of African descent who want to know what our traditions are about. First of all, it's not necessarily obliging people to become practitioners one way or the other, but I believe that it's important that our people at least have an opportunity to know and get access to quality information. It's not confusing. It's not jumbled up. It's not something that's built into trying to, rope you into something else. It's just really good information. And I think that helps to democratize the process, because if you know better, you can do better. It's hard to commit and do something if you don't really fully understand it. So part of the mission of the Orisha Lifestyle Academy is to give you as many opportunities as we can to know what the tradition is about and to, build your understanding and your confidence so that you can make informed decisions about what you want to do, why you want to do it, how you want to do it responsibly. So again, for that reason, we're super glad to have Chief Lanre here to share with us about initiation, because initiation is one of the distinguishing features of the Orisha tradition. It's one of the things that sets it apart from other kinds of spiritual religious traditions. It's not something that you can just Orisha is not something you can just do. Yes. Some traditions people just like they just can feel like I got this the calling, I got the spirit, and so I'm a priest of this, or I'm a priestess of that, or I initiated myself. There's some traditions where they initiate themselves. There's no one who can imagine ever. I initiated myself into Ifa. I initiated myself into Shango. No way, no how. That is not a part of our tradition. So it's really important that we get, like I said, verifiable, deep, legitimate information on what initiation is, what initiation is not, how you go about doing it, what the risks are, what the benefits are, and where you can do it, things like that. So without further ado, Baba Aboraboye Kojo Awo.
Àbọ̀yè bọ́ ṣíṣe ogbó atọ́ àṣúre ìwòrìwò fún. Ọ̀gbàrá ńlá níyàbẹ̀ sí poroporoko. Adífá fún ìbà tí ìṣọmọ Olódùmarè. Àtẹ̀rí àtàgbà ẹ bá jẹ́ ká àjúbà ká tó máa ṣohun gbogbo. Àjúbà bàbá. Àjúbà yèyé. Àjúbà olúwo. Àjúbà ojúbọ̀nà. Àjúbà àwọn dá báyìí, àjúbà àwọn tẹ̀ báyìí. Àjúbà àwọn àrọ̀nìmọ̀jà tí kọ́mọ ní fojú àlá. Àjúbà àwọn àtìdíbí. Àjúbà àwọn àtìdíwẹ̀. Àjúbà àwọn àtìbí ṣooro. Àjúbà Olódùmarè ọba tó dá gbogbo wa. Torí Ifá ní bí a bá dá òkú dá borógbè sílẹ̀, ọmọ àwa fẹ́ jẹ, ọmọ àwa fẹ́ mu, ọmọ àwa fìdí ọ̀rẹ̀rẹ̀ balẹ̀. Adífá fún Olódùmarè ọba tó máa ṣohun ribiribi kárí ayé. Kò sí ohun tó Olódùmarè ò lè ṣe. Bó Olódùmarè á ṣe kan bí ọ̀dá, bó Olódùmarè á ṣe kan mú bí ọyẹ́, bó Olódùmarè á ṣe kan mú bí òtútù. Kò sí ohun tí Olódùmarè ò lè ṣe. Àjúbà fún Olódùmarè. Yeah, today I was brought here today to talk about what is initiation and what are the basics of initiation. Number one, we have two types of initiation. Initiation to Ifa is different to initiation to other Orisha, because initiation to Ifa is the way to empower your energy, to know who you are, where you are coming from, where you are going, what you have lost, what you forgot to have achieved, to know your do and your don'ts, because that are the basic of initiation to Ifa. But when talk about initiation to Orisha, that is to introduce you to your spiritual guidance, because everyone in this world was born with one spirit. The spirit you don't know. So then when you talk about initiation to Orisha, you are being introduced to that Orisha which have been guiding you, so that I can continue giving you more guidance. But when initiating to Ifa is the way to empower your energy, to know who you are, where you are going, where you are coming from, what are your taboos, what are you supposed to do, what are you supposed not to do, and what have you lost behind. In different states in Nigeria, we have different formality of doing initiation. But where I come from, Abeokuta in Egba, we have what we call step by step before getting to initiation to Ifa, because we talk about initiation to Ifa first. Before you can get initiated to Ifa, you must have received hand of Ifa earlier enough for you to undergo some training. You need to be educated. You need to be trained you need to know some things before you talk about initiation, because if not, you will look like a novice in the groove, and there are many things that you will do there which will look strange to you. So that is why I agree with my brother and with some other IFA educators, trying to educate people that you need to practice, you need to train yourself before you go for initiation, because we have faced a lot of problem initiating people when getting to Nigeria. When some people be telling you, I cannot cut off my hair, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, which means they have not been orientated. They don't have any orientation at all. So there are some steps that has to be taken before you ask for initiation. First of all, you have to receive your hand of Ifa from one Oluwo, from one Babalawo. Then when you get your hand of Ifa, what is Ifa? Ifa is the way for you to discover your past, your present, and your future event in life. Because a lot of people are suffering from the past, and they are just looking towards their future, or they are just looking their present situation, not knowing that they have lost a lot of things in the past. And if the past is not corrected, the present will never be well, while the future can never also be possible. So when you have Ifa in your life, you will know what you have lost, what you are about to embark on, and what is the future has for you. And when you receive hand of Ifa, your Oluwo or whoever give you the hand of Ifa has to teach you some formalities, some way of prayers, some way of addressing Ifa in a way that will please him, in the way you yourself will be comfortable with, not where many people will get Ifa today and they will keep the Ifa at the back of the door. They don't even know how to pray. They don't know how to do Ifa. They don't know how to do many things. And if things is not that well for them, they put the blame on the Ifa or the Babalawo. Because not every Babalawo is going to be hustlers, because there's a lot of hustler Babalawo, hustling people. You have to get this. Even some people will be so desperate to be sending Ifa from long distance to people. Ifa is something you need to receive by yourself. And you need to educate yourself how to make use of what you got. It's like you have a car and you are not sure how to drive the car. We have some people that say, oh, because of my language, I can't do this. Then if you have a car, you cannot drive a car, then you have to hire a driver to be driving you. Then when you have Ifa, you cannot do. That's why some people leave their Ifa with their Oluwo to be taking care of the Ifa for them, because maybe they don't have the time, or they can't dedicate a little time for the Ifa. Then they leave the Ifa with the Oluwo. Like when you have a car, you can drive it and leave it with your driver. But trust me, the driver can drive you well, at the same time, he can drive you bad. So that is left to you. But when you want to attach yourself to Ifa, you have to dedicate your time to learn how to deal with it, how to pray, how to go about it. Then when you have received Ifa and you have been oriented how to pray to Ifa, how to do Ifa, how to do it Ifa, trust me, it shall be well with you. Sure. Then that's when you'll be talking of initiation. Where I come from, before you can initiate, there's something we call Ecaro. Ecaro means preparation for initiation, which not many people are doing that. Mm-hmm. There's time for you to be initiated. It's not just anytime you wish or anytime you want, or from which Babalawo you can you might think this Babalawo that will initiate you, and it might be somebody else. I've seen several times where somebody will call my father for initiation. My father will say, okay, I have to cash for you if I'm the one to initiate you. If I'm not the one that will initiate you, I will introduce you to the other Babalawo that's going to initiate you. Or I need to see what did Ifa have for you? Is it time for you to get that initiation? Where I come from, what we call Ecaro, is preparation for initiation. We have to do this at least some months or some weeks before the initiation to hear what Ifa is going to say. That is where we are going to prepare you for the initiation. They are going to give you orientation, what you are going to get, these are what you are going to face. These are little things you need to know. This what and what. So you are on the journey. So you will not be a novice when you get to the initiation groove. And when you have done the Ecaro, then the next thing for you to get yourself prepared for going into the groove. Even before you get into the groove, there's something we call Ifa Adadide, which the Babalawo that's going to initiate you, the Oluwo, the Ojubono, the Yarifa, everybody will be there to cast Ifa again to see how the journey is going to look like. If you just jump into the initiation, it's like maybe you jump in there with the problems you are bringing. So we have to offload you. We have to bring you out of the pressure. We have to clear the road for you. That's what we mean by that. Ifa Adadide. They have to cast Ifa. They have to do the Ebo. This is the Ebo that is going to follow you to that Igodu. And before then, they also have to appease your Ori for you, because there's nothing you can do without the sanction of your Ori. There's nothing you can do if your Ori say no. So we have to make sure that your Ori, your supreme divinity, is ready for the initiation. That your Ori is calm for the initiation. And we have different people that's going to appease your Ori that day. Not only one person, not only two, not only three. We have set group of people that will appease your Ori for you, just to make sure you are ready for this. I've seen where somebody just tell me, oh, they initiated me and I just jump into the groove and that's just it. Some does not even have Ifa. It is that night they just give them the Ifa. Or some don't even have Ifa at all. It is during the initiation, they just say this is your Ifa. It's not done that way. To be initiated to Ifa as a process. And getting initiated, we have 256 Odu. One of these Odu will surely give birth to you. And this is Odu that's going to talk about you, about your life, about your past, about your present, and what's going to happen to you in the future. And when the Odu comes, set of Babalawo are going to be there to narrate the Odu for you in the way you will understand. There are some things that might look so not comfortable with you, but they still have to tell you the truth. But nowadays, people really afraid, or maybe I don't know, to tell some people the truth, or this what to happen, this will happen to you. Initiation does not mean you are going to be rich, because you get initiation does not mean you are not going to die. It's for you to empower your energy, to know who you are, to know where you are going, to protect your destiny. If you don't choose to have money in heaven and you come for initiation, you will be initiated. Ifa will find you alternative. You might not be as rich as the richest man in the world, but he will find you alternative, he will find you way. But if your reason for not being rich is by enemy, Ifa will surely clear that road for you and the richness will come to your life. But for what you have destiny, Ifa will redress that part for you, but it might not be 100%. Because you don't choose what you're asking for. And you can't know if you choose it or you don't choose it. So initiation to Ifa is 50-50. It's for you to know who you are. It's for you to know. I've seen where someone is initiated and they tell him that you have only with this Odu, you have to be nice to people because you have a short life. We are going to do ever for you. We are going to do some this ever for you, but if I will be with you, that does not mean the person will not die because you get initiation. but it's for you to know who you are. And it's good to be initiated at early age, so that you can know what you are going to pass through in life. Some people come to initiation at the late time. Maybe you're destined to be in a place at the age of 40 years, and you come to Ifa initiation at the age of 45. You know you have already lost 5 years of your destiny where you're supposed to be. So now getting initiation, it's not a magic that Ifa will now take you back to that place. It's process by process, step by step. If you have the faith, because Aturenti Oswansi Lankwefa, he is the one that redressed the head of the unfortunate to make it fortune. So it might take some little time to take you back to that what you have lost. Compared to somebody that comes to Ifa at the right time, it's going to be like, oh, he's the best person in the world. Because it's coincidence that, oh, tomorrow is my day. And I initiated myself yesterday. You come at the right time. So time has a lot of things to do in our life. So we don't need to waste time to do what we're supposed to do in life, because time take a big factor, take a big role in our life. For we Ifa people and some other tradition people, when we give birth to our children, we do what we call ikosedaye. From there, we are watching the path of the baby. We are watching the path of the child. And when the baby gets to some age, so we initiate this baby. So his life or our life will be different to somebody that does not know this at all. Because when you're supposed to go to the right, you're on the left. When you're supposed to go to the east, you're on the south. I'm now coming to Ifa at the wrong time, at the wrong stage. So Ifa will redress, but it's not going to be automatic. So that's why we have to have a lot of patience, because Ifa will tell you the truth. And the truth is what some people don't want to hear. Everybody come to Babalawo to hear what they want. You tell them the other side of their life, they begin to get worried or get upset. But a good Babalawo will tell you the truth. And when you do Ebo, there's no any Ebo, it's a waste. Ebo is not a waste. But the way it works is what many people don't understand. There's no waste in Ebo. When you do some Ebo, it's keeping that for you. And by the time it's going to manifest, it might be by the time you are not even expecting, because we are born with a blueprint of our destiny. It's unknown to us. We don't have the same destiny. What are we do? What are we do and go scot-free? You might do it and not. What are we do? One time that I will jam my luck, you might do it 3 times, because we are born with a blueprint of our destiny, which is unknown to us, which is not the same. It's not the same. And this initiation we are talking about still have to go through the process of your destiny, of your destiny. So, my sister and my brother, when you are talking about initiation, knows that you are trying to empower your energy. You want to know who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, the type of clothes you're supposed to be wearing, the type of food you're supposed to be eating. Because some people, it might be from just ordinary eating the wrong food, wearing the wrong type of clothes, of color. It might be just not in your right path. It's giving you problem. Once you initiate to Ifa will enlighten you on what to do, which way to go, this way to be, this way it is. Then you will know. And when you are on the right side of your path, when you are going in the right path, trust me, you have no problem. You have no, even if you are apart from your problem and you have Ifa, the time you started learning how to deal with that, Ifa will surely redress all the negative things in your life and make it positive. Because Ifa is what we call Atorenti Osonse. So initiation is not, initiating to Ifa does not mean, oh, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. You will know who you are, and you will know how to go about your life, what to do, what not to do, and you will ask Ifa to tell you what the future has for you. And what the future has for you will surely be, unless there's some antagonist, there's some enemy, there's some evil people, or for you being ignorant, you don't know. So when you have Ifa and you are doing your Ebo regularly, Ifa will clear this for you. Ifa will clear the road, Ifa will clear the way, and you will surely make it in life. So that is the one of the reasons why people get initiated to Ifa. So it's not to enrich you or for you not to die, but it's for you to know who you are, to know where you are going, to know what you need to do, and for you to be able to be what you choose to be in life. So that is the reason why many people initiate to Ifa. So when talking about initiation to Orisha, it's an introduction to your spiritual guardians. Everybody is born to this world with his own spirit, but you don't know. And how can you know? Is through divination. That's why Ifa is the methodology of the universe, the progenitor of the universe, that project for you which Orisha is guiding your life. And once you know the Orisha that is guiding your life, the spirit that's guiding your life, so you will be introduced to that Orisha. That is initiation to Orisha. It's introducing you, connecting you to your spiritual guidance. And still the Orisha, you still have to ask from Ifa which of this Orisha is your spiritual guidance. And Ifa is the one that will guide you towards that. So difference between initiation to Ifa and to Orisha, that is there.
Mm-hmm. And so, Baba, what about the origins of initiation? Is initiation something new, or is initiation something that they did in the times of the Orisha as well?
Yeah, initiation I've been something what our forefathers have been doing from the past, since we are born. So it's not just a new thing. It has been there for a very, very long time. If I may akọni gbé kọ̀rọ̀kọ̀rọ̀ odò ní ìṣẹ̀nu málàkó adífá fún ìrẹ̀ lọ tẹ méjì tí sọmọ lọ́fin nífá wọ́n ní kíyẹn sàkalẹ̀ bọ̀ ní kó wá ṣe ìgbà rẹ̀ tẹ méjìlá lówó ìgbà rẹ̀ tẹ méjìlá bímọ ìgbà rẹ̀ tẹ méjìlá lọ́lá ìgbà rẹ̀ tẹ méjìlá níre gbogbo. So that is one verse from Odo Ifa from Ire Temeji. So which Ifa, the Odo Ifa have been there for years. So we are not changing it. So the Ifa is talking about when Ire is a Babalawo and Meji is the son of Olofin, when Meji is not doing so well. Like somebody of age of 35, have no wife, have no children, have no house, no nothing. And he was brought to Ire. Ire is the one that initiated Meji. And the day he initiated Meji, that's the beginning of his blessing. So if you listen to Ifa, have been for long, because it is in Ifa, and Ifa has been something of the old ages. So it is not something new, because Ire initiated Meji, and Meji was so successful. So initiation has been something our forefathers have been doing, and they have been doing it from day one, and they are still continue doing it.
And so, will we say that all the deities were initiated? So let's say, for example, was Obatala initiated to Obatala, or was Shango initiated to Shango? Or
no, all the Orisha was not initiated by nobody. They are sent by Olodumare to Orunmila to accompany him to do the great work. But we had in many Odo Ifa that Shango was initiated and Obatala was initiated. We have not heard of Ogun, we have not heard of Oshun, but that is another area. That's another area. But they are not initiated from heaven. They come to this world. Orunmila is the one that brought all the Orisha to this world. Ewé ìgbaniṣo níyọ ló fún ìwé ẹlẹ́rìí yan péléngan adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà bàbá tó di ọrùn kó gbarúmọlẹ̀ wá sóde ṣàlàyé Ifá ń kó wọn bọ̀ wá abiyamọ abọ̀jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ Ifá ń kó wọn bọ̀ wá o abiyamọ abọ̀jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀. It was Ọ̀rúnmìlà that brought all the Orisha. Like in my book, in my book Ifa the methodology, I explain many things there about the creation of the world, as we are told. That before anything, this world is like water.
Yes.
There's nothing in this world but water, but Omi.
Yes.
And Orunmila is the first Orisha that Olodumare will send to the world to go to the world and see if this world worth living.
Yes.
But when Orunmila himself was coming from heaven to the world, Orunmila rọ̀ wá láti di ọ̀run. There's no way for him to stand. There's no way for him to sit because everywhere was water. So he has to return back to Olodumare and said, there's nowhere for me to land. You have me to go and see if the world worth living, and there's nobody on earth. All I see was something that was shaking to the right, shaking to the left. It's shaking to it's Omi. Olodumare said, that is Omi. That's where we derive what we call Omi today, from something that is shaking. The Omi, Olodumare, that is Omi. Olanire. Olodumare asks that then how are we going to make it worth living? Olodumare asks Orunmila to cast Ifa. Orunmila cast Ifa, Orunmila cast Ọ̀wọ́nrín méjì. Orunmila now said we are going to invite Ọbàtálá. So that's a very big story, which is in my book, which I narrated here. So it was then Orunmila now invited Ọbàtálá. Ọbàtálá himself. So when Orunmila, you cannot go. You said it's shaking. What do you expect me to do? Orunmila said, I've cast Ifa, and Ifa said, you are the one that's going to lead us. Ọbàtálá said, okay. That Ifa that you cast, you have to do the ebo, you have to do the everything. Orunmila did the ebo, and which consists of shaking the agada, igni, iyepe, and some other materials. That iyepe is the earth. And that was what Orunmila used to create the world. Later, Orunmila now invite Ọbàtálá again. Ọbàtálá himself scared to go. He had to tell it, I think I'm going to send one of my sons, which is Alagemo, the chameleon. And when chameleon was going, he's scared to that. I had your conversation where you said this place is not worth living. It's like water. And you said that Orunmila have done the ebo and he have descended down the earth, which become the sound. So how am I going to Ọbàtálá? I said, you have to go. Then where you go, I will follow you. So that's how the chameleon used to be walking slowly because he is afraid maybe the earth is going to sink. So that's how it's walking slowly before he now call Ọbàtálá that I think the world is worth living. So that's when Ọbàtálá come. That's when Orunmila now come, and Orunmila. So just to tell the story, Orunmila is the one that brought all the Orisha to the world, not he initiated them. Okay. But in some other Odu where Orunmila initiated Shango and Ọbàtálá it's for a reason, it's for a purpose. Yeah. Because he's their master. Yeah. And they can't change that.
Yeah. So really, more people are the ones who really benefit from being initiated into the mysteries of Ifa and into the Orisha. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so we're gonna right now we're at 8:28 our time, so we're gonna open up for some questions and answers. If you got questions, post them in the chat, and we'll scrape them off and then answer them one by one. In the meantime, while you all generate the questions, I have another one for the chief. About there's a verse of Ifa that talks about the 5 Babalawo who initiate a prince, and when they take him to the grove, the one Babalawo advised them, don't put any blood on the initiate's head, and the other ones were offended because they said, don't you know who I am? I'm the one who established the Ifa of this town, and I established the Ifa of this town. So when he left to use the bathroom, they got the ram, they sacrificed it, and they poured it on his head, and the boy fell and died. And then when the others ran, but the one Babalawo who was giving them the true advice, he didn't turn himself into a stone. He didn't turn to wind. He didn't disappear. He stayed there and waited and actually covered him with a leaf. And but the reason why I ask is that there's a risk. Like in this case, the prince, he died. The Babalawo revived him, but
there's a very big risk in getting initiated from a wrong people. Because some people are so greedy. So there are so many of Udu that talk about that. And we remember the Udu you are talking about. I think I remember the Udu talking about. We are talking about where Igbin was the one that Igbin was the one that was saying the truth. So truly, it's good to be initiated from a rightful Babalawo, because if you initiated wrongly, it's going to affect your life for the rest of your life. You will bear the consequence for the rest of your life, because there's no way you can be initiated twice. Be initiated only one in life. So, but you have to get that one initiation right.
Yes.
You have to get it right. Like what my father told me, before you get initiation and they tell you are going to be initiated, people will go to Babalawo and ask, is this Babalawo will be the one to initiate me that will make my life successful or not? It's not just jumping into any Babalawo. That's where I come from. Even when we want to initiate you, we have 10 Babalawo there. We are going to classify to see who of them is going to be the Ojubono. So I normally have many Ojubono in my house.
Wow.
Because we have to see which one is going to lead you to the right place. It might not be me, it might be somebody else. I've seen where my father will say, no, I'm not going to initiate you. You have to go to my friend, or this Bala that's going to initiate you.
Wow.
So that's where the story you are talking, the story you are saying come from. So we have to make sure you initiate from the right people, from the people that know all the rules of initiation. Some people even come to Nigeria without completing their initiation. They will get back. They say I was asked to come back for my. After I done my initiation, I'm still going back for another set of. They haven't given my Ecaro. They are not giving my this. They are not giving my issue. I've met people severally when they told me they don't have their issue. That they said they have to come back after 1 year.
Right.
So at least that is wrong.
Right.
That is wrong.
Right.
So if you want to get initiation, you have to get initiated from the right place, from the right people, so you can get it right. Because it has to do with your life. It's a lifetime process, and it's not something I want to initiate. I have to initiate again. No.
Right.
It's once in life.
It's like once a cucumber becomes a pickle.
That's it.
You can't go back.
You can't go back.
Yeah.
So you have to do it right.
Yeah. Okay, we got a couple of questions. You ready for a few? Okay, so let's see. We got one from this is from Brother Jegbe. Can you talk a little bit about how the hand of Ifa prepares one for initiation?
What?
How the hand of Ifa prepares someone for initiation?
Yes, like I said, the first step for any devotees to get is hand of Ifa. The hand of Ifa can be prepared in your absence if you are not there for one reason or the other. But you must learn how to deal with that hand of Ifa, and that is the first step before you even go to initiation. If you don't have hand of Ifa, you cannot go for initiation. So to receive hand of Ifa, you can be there, you might not be there, because I've seen where Ifa we advise the mother to get hand of Ifa for the baby. And the baby is still a baby. So that means the mother or the father will be the one taking care of the Ifa till the baby grow enough to be able to handle the Ifa. Likewise, if somebody is far away and they cast for you and they say you need to have Ifa, so they can concentrate that Ifa for you while Babalawo is taking care of that Ifa for you. But you have to come there to get your Ifa. And and what you cannot do, you cannot be initiated while you are not there. There's no way they can initiate you if you are not there. Right. But you can still get your hand of Ifa if you are not there. If you have the right Babalawo, they can prepare it for you and bring it for you to be praying for you to be using for you to cast at any given time.
Right.
But you can't be initiated.
Right.
If you are not there, your presence is needed.
Right. So there's a difference between receiving your hand of Ifa and being initiated.
It's a different thing entirely.
It's a whole different thing. Process. When you have your hand of Ifa, that is the preparation.
That branch of preparation to go to the growth.
You do your Ose Ifa.
You do your Ifa. You do your Itadogun.
Yeah.
You learn a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because when you get to for people that are initiated, we know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because when you get there, you just open your mouth. Right. So you make it easier for us when you have been oriented very well about something about Ifa. So it's going to be very easy for everybody.
Because you already have some familiarity.
Yes, because I'm not going to narrate what you go through.
Right. We're going to do it. Yeah. I see. Okay, let's see. So the next question was, can you receive a hand of Ifa without being present? You already answered that.
You can do.
And so here's a question. What are we considered to be as devotees without initiation? If we're not initiated, what is the term for a devotee? How do we call the people who are worshipers and devotees?
Yes. When you call yourself a devotee, a devoted Ifa worshippers must be doing Ifa regularly. Must be doing the Tadogun regularly. Must be worshiping with groups or where possible. But if not, so you have to be doing your Ifa regularly. You have to be doing your Tadogun regularly. You have to cast your Ifa to know what Ifa has for you in stock, because the way today is, tomorrow might not be. So you have to be doing your Odu Ifa. Maybe once in a year, you have to cast your Ifa to know what he has for you. So that is, once you are doing that, you are devoted. You are devoted to that Ifa, even when you are not initiated. Because initiation is not free. And for one reason or the other, you might be initiated, you might be devoted, and you don't have the money. So that doesn't mean you are not a devotee. You are very, 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 very devoted if you are doing all these I've mentioned. You are doing your Ifa, you are doing your Itadogun Ifa, and you are casting your Ifa, and you are doing your Ebo. You are a devotee.
Sure. Okay. Let's see. So what exactly is involved in taking the hand of Ifa? So yeah, it's a 3-day ceremony. Taking the hand of Ifa.
Yes. It's a 3-day ceremony or 5-day ceremony. It depends on the Babalawo, because when you receive your hand of Ifa, for sure you have to cast that Ifa to have a temporary Odu, because that Odu is the one that will be guiding you till you finally get initiated. You have to have a temporary Odu. If you receive Ifa and they give you Odu, the Odu is not permanently yours. The Odu is just guiding you for that moment, for that time. It is when you get initiated, that's when you have your permanent Odu. So don't go too much into your Odu of receiving hand of Ifa, because there's a little to what you can hear from that, and you cannot get your taboo. Your don't and do cannot come from receiving hand of Ifa. It's just to enlighten you and to guide you to the time you are going to be fully initiated. Then when you receive hand of Ifa, they concentrate your Ifa for you. At the 3rd day, they have to cast the Ifa for you to hear from that Ifa and for the Ebo that you are going to do. And if you have time on the 3rd day, it can be done on the 5th day, it can be done on the 7th day, it can be done on the 9th day, it can be done on the 16 days, which is Tadogun. Anything after that, you don't cast Ifa, you don't receive hand of Ifa. Between that time, you have to cast that Ifa to hear from that Ifa to give you a temporary Odu that will guide you till you will finally initiate to that Ifa.
This one is, I'm going to come back to this one because it's about prayer. It's a good question, but here's one is, if one is initiated in another faith, like Vodun, so somebody go to the homie people and they practice Vodun, will an Ifa initiation be valid?
Very, very valid, because there's a difference between voodoo and Ifa. So only what you cannot do again is if you have initiated to Ifa somewhere else, you can't initiate again. The better thing for you is whatever Odu they have given you there, if you meet a Raj Babalawo, is for him to look into that Odu for you and redress that Odu and see whatever they can do to make that Odu manifest for you. You have gotten the Odu, you have gotten the Odu. So where I come from, we don't have the idea. We don't do that kind of rubbish that they initiated you in Cuba, they initiated you this, and this Odu is not, this Ifa is not good for you. Unless we discovered that it was totally wrong initiation. Because there's some wrong initiation that doesn't count.
At all.
When we know it doesn't count, we initiate you again. But when you said I initiated myself in Ibadan, Baba this, so we know ourselves. We know about okay. The only thing they will do for you is what is that Odu. Then from that Odu, a good Babalawo will look into that Odu that give back to you and try to see what that person that initiated you did not see in that Odu. Then they will try to be working with that Odu till you get to where you are going. So we are going to work with that Odu that was given to you. We are not going to initiate you again. Even when you lost your Ifa, you don't see your Ifa again. Your Ifa can be lost. That is Ikenfa. Your Odu is still on you. So they will concentrate another Ifa for you. But not just, it's not going to be a mere concentration. So they have to concentrate another Ifa for you on the day another person is getting initiation. So you have the advantage for that Babalawo to now create another Ifa for you that will go through process of initiation to give you back what you have lost. So even you lost your Ifa, you are not going to reinitiate. So they will just collect another Ifa for you, but not like hand of Ifa. It's going to be another initiated Ifa without your Odu. We have a ceremony for that separately.
Okay, here's another deeper question from our brother Ogunwande. How do you feel about or explain the Itefa, the Ifa initiation being originally 16 days and then being reduced to 3 days? What's the explanation and what's the impact of doing that?
Yeah. Ori ọ̀ka ni ò ṣe é dífá, ìrù àkèéké ni ò ṣe é dìbò, adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà, jọrí bàbá lọ ti àkàlẹ̀ ọmọ Ọbàtálá nífá, ìtẹ̀ tó tẹ̀mí àlẹ́ àtọmọ rẹ̀, ìrẹtẹ̀ wo ní tẹ̀wùrì. Yes, we have seen where many people have been initiated for 4 days. Truly, initiation take 7 days, 9 days, even in the olden days, is 16 days. You see nowadays, I will not say it's a wrong initiation if you are initiated for 4, but the minimum days of initiation has to be 4 days. Even they want to facilitate things, it has to be 4 days because they have to do what we call Ita. And when they do Ita, they have to do Ije. The reason why they do this is in the olden days, we don't have much group of Babalawo doing association together with them to initiate people. The initiation are what is step by step. What we take them to do for 9 days. If we have many Babalawo there, they can shorten. Not that they are shortening your ceremony. They are going to share they are going to share the fun. It's going to be a division of labor. Okay, you be doing the issue. You be doing this. So you be doing the Ipanodu. So it's not that it's not complete. If they initiated it for 4 days, what you are going to look at, how many Babalawo that are present. They can make it so slow and let it be for that 7 days, 9 days, 10 days. But where I learn Ifa from my Oluwo, Ifa Yinka Odutolu Oba Edu Agbaye. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, sorry for that. Yes. Like I said, everybody was born with a blueprint of his destiny. The way they initiated me might be different to the way they initiated you. Where I learned Ifa from my Oluwo, what will determine how many days you will stay in the groove is on your Ita. After you have entered the groove, you already have the Odu that give back to you. It is that Odu that give back to you will determine, the message in that Odu will determine if you have to stay for 7 days or 9 days or 16 days. Because I've seen where if I detain somebody in that grove for 16 days, and I've seen where if I say it's free to go. So that's why if you want to come from abroad to initiate from me in Nigeria, I will tell you, at least prepare yourself for 10 days. But we are not trying to facilitate things in the wrong way. But on your Ita, when we do your Ita, or when we cast your Ifa in the middle of the night, the Odu that give back to you will determine if you are free to do your Ipanadu do the 4 day and go. And some Odu will detain you there. So it is not by our power. It is what Ifa say we will follow, and we can facilitate it if Ifa did not insist that you have to be there for that 9 days or 7 days or 16 days. But nowadays, the 16 days I've not even seen 16 days again. Because maybe then it is when two Babalawo are doing Ifa, and if we do this, we have to go to rest. We do this today, next tomorrow. So we're doing one function of initiation every day. But where we have a lot of Babalawo, we give them the vision of what to do. You go and do this. You feed the Ori, you feed the Ese, you feed the Ita. As long all this ceremony is completed, your Ifa is fully completed. So, but we cannot. It is not regular. It's not regular that the day I spend in the days you spend in the initiation day is going to be the way I'm going to send. Your Odu will determine, and your Ita, the third day will determine if you have to stay more or you can go. So, but once anybody have initiation for 4 days at least, is confirmed initiated.
And someone asked about shaving your hair. Why do we shave our hair at the time of initiation?
Like I said, initiation is like you empower your energy. You is rebirth. You are reborn again. So you have to look fresh. You have to look different. You have to look like a newborn baby because you want to live another life. So it's compulsory for anyone that's going to get initiation. You have to cut off your hair.
Shedding, like a snake shed his skin.
Yes.
Reborn.
So you have at least you've removed all the kind of life you are living together, and you want to live another new life. So you want to turn a new leaf. So you have to shave it to be reborn.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Excellent. Then what is the difference between being initiated to Ifa and initiated to Orisha? I mean, Oromila is Orisha, so it's I mean, but what's the difference between when we say Ifa initiation versus Orisha initiation?
That's what I've said. I said there's a difference to initiation. The difference between Ifa initiation and Orisha initiation is totally different. It's totally different. But where I come from, even you want to initiate to Orisha, Ifa Babalawo will still have to take part in the initiation. First, we are going to follow the step of appeasing your Ori for you, because we believe that it is your Ori that brought you to that initiation, and we want your Ori to lead you to the growth. So we still do part of our ceremony. We still have to cast Ifa for you. We do the ebo to make sure you are going through you are going on the wrong journey. And you are going on the right journey. You are not going to the wrong journey. So we still cast Ifa. And after the initiation, when the Orisha people cast that cowrie, when they cast the cowries, they tell you the Odu is for us to take charge of the Odu and try to let you know what the Odu has for you.
Yes.
And what you need to do or what you should not do. So, but in Ifa, it's more complicated.
Yes.
Than when you initiated to Orisha. Because initiated to Orisha, you are being introduced to your spiritual guardians. Ifa, you're not introduced to nobody. You are trying to know who you are. You are trying to know who you are, what you are, what you are going to be, what you don't need to eat, what you don't, what you have. So is you know all about your life. But Orisha, they impose their Orisha on you. That's the Orisha. But these are more batala. They put your batala on your head. We don't put Ifa on people. Say we initiate people and tell you on Ifa, but Orisha they put it on you. They impose it on you. That is Orisha. So that is Orisha. That is there. It's in your body. So Boifa is the way to empower your energy, to know who you are, what to do, what not to do, and to be guiding you what you need to do. Even it is true if you know what you have to feed the Orisha. You don't have Ifa, how you go to know what you have to feed your issue. It is true if you know what to give to Oshun, what to give to Yemoja. When you cast Ifa, you say, go and feed the Batala, go and feed it. If you don't cast Ifa, you will know. So Ifa, the progenitor of the universe, is the way to know about your life, to know about your present, your future in life. So the initiation is totally different.
Yes. Okay, we only have 10 more minutes. So we got here's a question that I see that do you have an obligation to the ones who initiated you after initiation?
Yes. So many people have asked me the question. Yes. Even if you are initiated by somebody which you are no more, maybe for one reason or the other, you are no more seeing him or you are no more with that person, you still have to give homage to him anytime you are doing your prayer. If the person have done you good and you are the one that rewarded him with bad, the conscience will tell you. But if the person that have because initiated you and want to capitalize on that, to be taking advantage of you, that cause is on him. But you, whichever ways, because it's the one, for that reason that is the one that initiated you, you have to do Ijuba anytime you are praying to that Ifa or to any Orisha the person gives to you. Because for that day, he has done you good. It might later be a bad person, but for that thing he gives to you, it is a privilege for you to have it. You have to give homage. It's not even you can give when he's doing his Odifa, you can send a gift, but it's not only for you to go. If for one reason or the other you want to disengage with that person for a reason best known to you, but you still have to pay respect by maybe this bottle of gin, this for your Odifa. So you still have to, because that the obligation is really there. It's there. The bond is there because it's the one that initiated you.
Excellent.
The bond is there.
Let me see. Yeah, we addressed that one. So someone asked about receiving their Ifa. When you get to the when we replay this, you'll get a chance to go back over some of these questions. I'm not answering them all. Here's one. How are you supposed to be guided after you're initiated? How are you supposed to be guided? So what if I'm getting initiated, what should I expect
after the initiation?
Yeah, what should I expect from my Oluwo after I'm initiated? How should he guide me after that?
Yes. The duty of your Oluwo is to explain to you the Odu that give birth to you. The Odu that give birth to you will be narrated by many Babalawo in the group, not only one, because what I know, another person might not know. What another person know, I might not know. So plenty people will be there to shout that Ifa. The work of the Babalawo is to call you after the initiation to now, because there are some things we don't want to expose in the group, because there's a lot of people there and some people might be feeling shy. Your Oluwo will now sit you down and give you all the list on all the story what Ifa have said.
Yes.
And your taboo, your don't and do. And where the Odu, because all Odu are not good. Like somebody initiated to Ifa and give birth by Ejiobi. And he started happy, thank God, Ejiobi is the head of Ifa. Forgotten that the pressure on anyone giving birth by Ejiobi is too much for him to bear. So the duty of the Oluwo is to not guard you from that Odu that give birth to you, because in that Odu, surely there will be some negative story. There will be some clause We tell you, and this Odu, though this Odu is good, but this Odu talk about this. One time there's going to be sickness, but this is what you are going to do. This one there's going to be illness. This is what you are going to do. This time your wife is going to leave you, because all the story is in that Odu. But some people will get initiation and they just get to do and they will leave. But in the Odu that give birth to you, you still have to, even you yourself, you can still go far by asking more Babalawo, this Odu that give birth to me. Can you narrate more for me about this? Because that Odu is your code of conduct. Is your code of conduct. And when you have problem, we have to look into that Odu to see where some verses in that Odu talk about that problem. And if there's solution in that story, in that verses of that Ifa, that's where we are going to bring out your problem. But if in that story that the person perish in that problem, or there's no solution for that person in that problem, that is very, very deep. That is a big one for the Babalawo now to be working hard to redress, because in that Odu that give birth to you, there's a lot of negative story in there. So then we have to be working on that Odu to redress. That is where some people might stay longer in the groove more than some people that will just go out easily. I've seen where if I talk about Iku for person, and the Odu truly is talking about death. So the Babalawo will try all his possible best to save that life by doing more ebo. So it's the duty of the Babalawo to educate the initiate about the Odu that give birth to him. These are the good side of the story, and these are the bad side of the story. So you have to beware this, and you have to adjust to this. So you have to, the duty of the Babalawo is to tell you the truth, where the Odu say the good thing and where do you say the bad thing, and what you need to do to redress the bad part of that story. Because the life is about good and bad, but some people just want to hear the sweet one.
Right.
They don't want to hear the bad part.
Right.
And the bad part is the reason why you come for initiation, because you want to redress it. So it's the duty of the Babalawo after this. That's what my father do for people. After initiation, my father will now sit down and look into that your Odu, because that's your code of conduct. We started treating that Odu one by one, one by one. Where there's akoshe, there's something we call akoshe. Akoshe means where that Odu are talking bad about the person. The solution in that Odu, my father will now call you, okay, this is what we need to do. Then we start finding for solution. But some people will just go to initiate, get the Odu, and just fly back without waiting for what are the solution in that story. Because the Odu give back to you does not mean everything is right. So the duty of Oluwo is to treat that Odu that give back to you thoroughly, and look into the Odu where you need to do akoshe, where you need to redress, where you need to adjust, and what has no solution. Just tell you this has no solution, but you have to be careful. Like somebody, the Odu is Oyekubika, and if I tell you that you must never ever travel on the sea or on the road, and it's a sailor. What do you want me to do? The best thing for him is to leave the job and look for another one. But if you say, no, I can't leave the job, that's my life, we continue doing it ever. What will happen is happen, because it's your taboo. Because the person sink in the water and you are doing the same job. The best ever for you to do is to leave that job and look for another job. Another job you might see might not fetch you much money like that one. That is when it comes to that when it comes to that come to taboo. So that's it.
Yeah, we didn't even get to taboo. So the next topic we have to go into taboo, because our time is coming to an end. We have just one more, and I think it's a pretty straightforward question. Someone asked, can you be initiated to Ifa without being initiated to Orisha first?
Yes, we have some Orisha in different type of city or states whereby they have to initiate you to that Orisha before they initiate you to Ifa. Especially people that want to initiate to Shango. They will tell you have to initiate to Shango first before you come to Ifa. But we don't do that in Abeokuta. So from different state and city, they have their rules, they have their way. So I'm not saying they are wrong, I'm not saying they are right. The way we do it in our place is different to the way they do it over there. In Oyo, I've seen where they want to do Ebo for you. They will feed Ifa, they will feed Ori first before they will start doing the Ebo. But in where I come from, we have to do all the Ebo first before we feed Ori. In Oyo, in some area in Ibadan, they will feed your Ori in the daytime and you can go out. Where I was born, we feed your Ori in the night. You can't go out. So everybody, but we are arriving at the same resort. So I'm not going to condemn anybody. But in some, I know some area where they initiated to Orisha before they initiated to Ifa, but not all Orisha, especially Shango. Okay. I've seen that very well from people in Oyo. Okay. If Shango is on your head, there's no, you can't go to Ifa and go back. You have to go and do Shango first before you come to Ifa. Yeah. Because Shango, you have to do Idoshu. Yes. And when you do Ifa, we cut off your head. Yes. So where are you going to have here to do Idoshu? Yes. So go and do your Idoshu first, and you come back to do your Ifa. So because if you do Ifa first, we cut off all your hair. Yes. And you want to do Shango initiation, they have to leave some. There's some ceremony they have to do for you. So you'll not be able to do it till you grow your hair. So you have to go and do Shango first. So that's one of the reasons. Some people have to initiate to Orisha, but not all Orisha.
Is it compulsory for an Ifa initiate to shave his head for the rest of his life?
No. We only shave your hair for that moment. Yeah. You don't need to shave your hair again unless you love. I've seen somebody since he got initiated to Ifa, we shave his hair from up to today. That is his own decision. Yeah. So it's not compulsory. Yeah. Once you shave your hair once, that's it.
Excellent. Okay, so Baba, thank you so much for your time and your wisdom and your patience. People, if they want to find you, they want to reach out to you and learn more. How can they find you?
Yeah, I can be reached at my number 925-318-0298. Again, 925-318-0298. I'm based in Los Angeles.
Excellent. And of course, you know that we're here at the OrishaLifestyle.com is where you can get more insight and information about what we're doing here in the school and in the academy, and preparing people to be the best initiates that they possibly can. So by the time you reach the grove of Chief Lanre or other qualified priests and priestesses, we want to make sure that you're ready, that you can get there and you can enjoy it, and not be what I say, not a tourist. I don't want any of my people to be tourists. I want you to go there and be a real participant and be very able to really appreciate what's being said and what's being done, and the level of professionalism that goes into it. That's one thing that I think is also important in being prepared, so that by the time you come into the presence of someone like Chief Lanre, you're really you can appreciate the breadth of his knowledge. He just lean into a verse and just start chanting a verse from fluidly, like, you know what I mean, like it's the part of the conversation. You take it for granted, but that's a vast body of knowledge and wisdom and sensitivity to the situation, being able to read the situation and apply the wisdom accordingly. And so when you start to memorize things and when you start learning the verses and the wisdom, when you see someone who's truly adept, you appreciate it and you respect. Hey, this person has put in time. This person has put in effort. This person is a professional. And so we thank you again, Baba, for all of the years. We give thanks for your teachers and all of those who guided you to this point. And so we'll say good night to everyone. It's 9:00 on this side. And we wish you well. May the blessings of Ifa and Orisha be with you and your loved ones now and forever. stay tuned. We're going to be back at it in another couple of weeks, and we'll be doing some lectures here live and direct in Atlanta in the month of August. So if you're interested in furthering your inquiry, learning more from Chief Lanre, get ready to come down to Atlanta in another couple of weeks, and he'll be here to give some more insight and blessings. All right, everybody. Bye for now. Odabo.
What about you?